Second, good morning students. Actually, we are in this class we are going to see about the assumptions in fault studies. So what are the assumptions in fault studies? There are five major assumptions. First one is we have to take the generator. The generator should be represented as a constant voltage source with a magnitude 1 per unit behind subtransient, transient or steady state reactance depending upon the fault current required in subtransient, transient or steady state periods. So second point, the saliency effect of generator is neglected. Hence cylindrical or salient pole machines are treated the same. Third point, all generators are represented by single voltage source in per unit as all EMF are equal and in phase. Compared to short circuit current, the no load current of transformer is negligibly small and hence shunt branches of a transformer are neglected. So fifth point, shunt capacitance of transmission line is neglected. So these are the five major assumptions which are involved in fault studies. Okay, so this is the diagrammatic representations of the faults. So here this one is generator voltage source, this one is the voltage source magnitude is 1 and its angle is 0 degree per unit. Okay, so this is the representation of generator, that is in reactor. So transformer is usually represented like this and transmission line is represented, and this is the diagrammatic representations of fault analysis. And here open circuit not fault, there is three phase short circuit fault occurs here, that is given like this. So next one is a modern large interconnected power systems components have a inductive property which gives rise to transient. So if inductance is present, then it gives rise to transient, that is a sudden change in current. Here RL element is present, here the sinusoidal voltage source is also given. So next one is, this is the equation for the above, that is R into I of dt plus if inductor is present, it gives to sudden rise in current, that is L di by dt, and this one is sinusoidal equation. This is the sinusoidal voltage equations, and here symmetrical short circuit current I is equal to V divided by Z. So that is written elaborately like this, and here offset DC current is written like this. Here AC current equation this one, and DC current equation is written like this, and here Z formula, Z we know that Z is equal to root of R square plus omega L square, and theta is equal to tan inverse of omega L by R. So this is the example for transient current. This one is decay, there is AC, both AC and DC are represented like this. This one is DC transient decay, and this one is AC transient decay. This one is AC transient decay. Here the momentary maximum momentary current is I max, and here this is the envelope of transient decay. This is DC transient decay, and that one is AC transient decay. And here the total circuit current I of t formula is given like this, and I short circuit the maximum current is written like this, and here I max IMM is equal to root 2 by VZ formula. Here this one is sin theta minus theta, and transmission line resistance is very small, so it is given like this, that is I max equal to root of 2 into V divided by Z into cos alpha plus root of 2V divided by Z. Sin theta minus alpha, usually we rewritten it as cos alpha. Okay, wow. So next one is, this is the maximum current possible equation, that is root 2V by Z plus root 2V by Z. This is the doubling effect formula. The next one is transient, that is a sudden or short circuit which occurs on synchronous machine. That is synchronous machine means either it may be a generator or it may be a motor. So due to the effect of armature current on the flux, it generates the voltage. The current flowing in synchronous machine differs immediately after the occurrence of the fault, that is a few cycle later, and this is called as under sustained or steady state conditions. So further, there is exponentially decaying DC component which is caused by the instantaneous volt value at the instant of fault occurring. So this is a figure is depicted here. Waveform is given for RL circuit. This is the steady state current waveform. This is the transient response. This one is a transient waveform of the transmission line. So this one is symmetrical short circuit armature current waveform in synchronous machine. So in synchronous machine, the magnitude of AC current peak also changes with the time. So with the unidirectional component of the transient waveform is removed due to the initial low back EMF at the instant of fault, which results in high current, the effective impedance is very low. So even when the DC transient component is not present, the initial current can be several times the steady state value. So here the magnitude value is given as a 250. Okay, so this is the 3 times. 5 times it is higher. So this graph is example for symmetrical short circuit armature current in synchronous machine. Okay, so this 3 regions which is covered as subtransient reactance, transient and synchronous reactance, steady state reactance. So the time durations for each reactance also given separately here. So under steady state conditions, 3-phase short circuit conditions, the armature reaction of alternator produces demagnetic flux. So this effect is represented as the armature armature reaction reactance. So the combined armature reactance and leakage reactance together we call it as a synchronous reactance XS. Okay, wow. So this one is direct axis subtransient reactance and its formula is given separately like this. That is XD double dash should be equal to XL plus 1 divided by 1 by XA. So XA and 1 by XF, that is XA is armature winding. So that is XA is given here. So this is the effect of a reactance because of armature effect, and XF means which represents the flux created by induced current in field winding, and DW means the flux created by induced current in damper winding, field winding, damper winding and armature winding. So altogether the combined effect of this three reactants together we call it as a total reactance of the machine, and this is called as a subtransient reactance. So this is the circuit model of subtransient reactance. Here all this are given like this, and XL leakage reactance, fault and generator is given here, circuit model. This one is XD dash. So XD dash also the reactance formula is given here separately. XD dash is equal to XL plus 1 divided by XA plus XF. This is the direct axis transient reactance XT dash, and XT double dash is a direct axis subtransient reactance, and this one is represented like this. Here XA, XF plus XL. Okay, so this one is a steady state reactance. Here the formula is given like this: XD is equal to XA plus XL, and this is the diagrammatic circuit model of the steady state reactance. So this is the general equations, current equation, that is AC current equations, that is I double dash is equal to EG divided by XD double dash. So this one is for I dash formula EG by XD dash, and I formula EG by XD, where I double dash means that is the RMS subtransient fault current, and tau means time constant representation in this equation. So this is the here the reactance increasing values. This is the standard condition, increasing value for reactance, and this is the increasing current representations. Okay. Here I double dash current is greater than I dash, which is greater than I. Here XD double dash is lesser than XT dash, which is lesser than XD. So this is the internal voltage under fault conditions, and here the fault is represented like this. Okay, the load current is IL and VT is a terminal voltage, and XD is a damper winding reactance, and EG is a generator. So this is the general equation. EG is equal to VT plus J into IL into XT, where EG is the induced EMF under loaded conditions, and VT is the terminal voltage of the generator, and XD is the direct axis synchronous reactance of the machine. So this one is the example for XT. There is equivalent circuit of loaded generator under subtransient. Okay, subtransient, here fault current is represented like this, and here VF, there is voltage across the load, and switch is given like this in this diagram. So here the EG double dash equation is given like this. Here the EG dash equation is given like this. That is EG dash is equal to VT plus J into IL XT dash. Here EG double dash equation is in this form. This is the general equation, where VT is the terminal voltage, IL is a current delivered by the generator, and XD is the direct axis synchronous reactance of the machine. So this one is equivalent circuited for loaded generator under some transient conditions. So since it is under the subtransient conditions, here all are denoted as, all the values are denoted in terms of double dash. Okay, so here, so all the values are denoted as in terms of double dash. This one is for transient conditions. Here it is denoted as a single dash. This is the synchronous motor. Generally, the equation for motor is V minus J into IL XD dash. This is a symmetrical fault calculation. So what is the procedure to compute? So to compute the fault calculations, we need to know, that is knowledge, that is converting electrical quantities to per unit quantities, then converting per unit signal diagram to Thevenin's equivalent across the faulted point terminal and the Z0 per bus terminal. Okay, so this is the simple example for to analyze the fault analysis. Here we have two generator, two transformer, two transmission line is given in this diagram. So all the circuit ratings are given separately with equipment, MVA rating, KVA rating and reactance value are given separately. So this one is equivalent reactance diagram for the given circuit diagram. This is the Thevenin's equivalent circuit formula, and we have to reduce it in this manner. In this form we have to reduce. So this one is the procedure for short circuit, symmetrical short circuit, the calculation for Thevenin's theorem. So first we have to assume all pre-fault voltage magnitude as 1 per unit and all pre-fault current as 0. So same thing here, the single line diagram is given for this, and here the reactance equivalent diagram for power system is given. So next one is pre-fault bus voltage and current are obtained from the result of load flow analysis. Fifth point, replace the reactance of synchronous machines by their subtransient and transient values. Sixth point is short circuit all the EMF source. Okay, so the result is a passive Thevenin's network. So seventh point, you have to draw the equivalent Thevenin's equivalent circuit. Eighth point, you have to write the fault equation current. So IF is equal to ETH divided by J into XTH plus XF. Okay, so ninth point is we have to determine the current contributed by the generator and motor. So IG current equation is given like this in terms of fault current, and IM current is calculated in terms of IF. Next, 10th point is we have to determine the post fault voltage using the formula. So this is the standard formula. So then we have to determine the post fault line flows. Okay, so this is the standard 11th point. This one is a determine the post fault line flows. The standard formula is given here, and this is the procedure to calculate the procedure for symmetrical short circuit current through Thevenin's theorem. Then short circuit capacity or short circuit MVA or fault level calculation. So in a power system, the maximum fault or fault MVA can be flow in zero impedance fault, which is necessary to be known for switchgear solution. This can be either the balanced three-phase value or the value at an asymmetrical conditions. The fault level is usually expressed in terms of MVA or the corresponding per unit value, with the maximum fault current value converted using nominal voltage ratings. So here the equation, short circuit capacity equation is ETH into IF. Okay, so ETH total current into IF. IF is equal to ETH into ZTH. So this is the general formula. Okay, so this is the fault level. Fault level per unit is 1 divided by ZTH. So this is the MVA base divided by ZTH. Fault level into ZTH. This short circuit of a bus bar is a fault level of the bus bar. So strength of the bus bar ability to maintain its voltage is directly proportional to short circuit current. So the magnitude of short circuit current is time dependent due to synchronous generator. So here the higher fault level stack circuit breakers adversely affect so that current limiting reactors can be used for safety purpose. So this is the example problem number 2. Here single line diagram is given. Then we have to draw the equivalent reactance diagram. We have to calculate the per unit quantities for all the parameters. Then we have to draw the resultant circuit diagram like this, pre-fault reactance diagram. So next we have to convert this into equivalent Thevenin's equivalent circuit. Then we have to find out ZTH by using Thevenin's formula. Then finally the fault current, base current, both current are calculated. Then we multiply it together. We will get the fault current as a final value. This is an example for problem number 3. Here also the circuit is given in the question. So we have to convert into per unit single line diagram. Then we have to apply the Thevenin's theorem. Then we have to simplify it and find out Z value. Then 1 divided by Z value will give you the fault current value. Then ETH also we know. So for this, first we have to analyze subtransient fault current, then subtransient fault current which is contributed by generator and motor. For generator and motor we have a separate formula. So J into XM divided by J into XG plus X into A plus XM. So this formula we have to substitute the value for xm value, then xg plus xm plus x value. So all this we have to substitute and we have to find out Ig current, that is generator current and motor current, and fall current, if current. Multiply with the value of if current, will get the final value like this: Ig, Im, if. Okay. If is equal to ETH divided by J into XTH plus XF. So all this value we have to substitute here. So next problem number 4. Here also this single line diagram is given. Then we have to convert into the equivalent reactance diagram. Then we have to draw like this. Then we have to reduce this circuit. Reduce, this is the Thevenin equivalent circuit. Then we have to find out XTH. Then XTH value we have find out. Upper ETH value we have to write. So ETH value also we know 10 degree. So fall reactance XF. So after we have to substitute our fall current IF is equal to ETH divided by this formula we have to substitute. Then we have to find out the base current. Multiplying this two, we will get our final actual current value. Okay, so this is the standard procedure. Okay, so next we are going to see about formation of Z bus matrix, that is Z bus impedance matrix by using Z bus. So here modifications, type 1 modifications, type 2, type 3, type 4 modifications are given, and standard that is add an element with impedance ZP. Then we have to add for type 1 modifications, for type 2 modifications we have to add an element with ZP at new node. So there are 4 conditions. First one, you have to add a element ZP between reference node and new node. Then between existing node and new node. Second case is between existing node and new node. Third case is between existing node and the reference node. Okay, third case. Then fourth case we have to connect between two existing nodes. Okay. So when first case, when the element ZP is connected between reference bus and the pth bus, the formula will be given like this with ZP. Okay. So next, an element of the impedance ZP is connected between existing node and new node means the formula is given separately like this. This one is existing node and new node. This is example. So here the separate formula is given and this is the change. Zii plus ZB. This is the formula for modified Z bus matrix. So third case, element with the impedance ZB is connected between existing node and reference node. So the formula will be like this. So the representation will be like this, and it's the formula, standard formula will be like this. Okay, so this is the standard formula. And in fourth case, an element with a Z is connected between the existing nodes and Z bus resultant matrix is given like this. Okay, so the formula is Zii plus Zjj minus 2 Zii plus Zp. Okay, so this is the new value is equal to old value minus this formula. Next, problem number 5, the impedance matrix Z bus. This is the example. This is figure is given here, and this is the modifications. That is when impedance is connected between reference node and new node. Then you have to write like this. That is Z is equal to 1 1. So next one is, after that we are going to add element between two node, that is existing node and new node. So the formula will be like this, and this is the resultant matrix. So next one is you have to connect an element between reference node and existing node. Reference node and that is type 3 modifications, and this one is written like this, and this part should be right like this. This part should be right like this, and here you have to add all elements. Okay, next formula, by using the formula, reduction formula, we are going to reduce this 3 bus into this 3 cross 3 bus into 3 cross 3 bus into 2 cross 2 bus. By using this formula, we are going to reduce and we'll get the resultant bus as like this. So the resultant matrix will be given. Thank you.